and the suffering continued until one day a little girl came to find Old Turtle. She had traveled very far, had crossed the mountains of imagining and the river of wondering why, had found her way through the forest of finding out. And when she had grown tired, all her animal friends helped. She had ridden on the backs of animals or the wings of birds, and they had helped her find her way.
Finally, she came to a great hill in the very center of the world. From there, the little girl thought she had never seen so far or seen so much beauty. But when she saw Old Turtle, she could hardly speak. She simply looked with eyes full of wonder.
Why have you come so far to find me, little one?
Her voice rumbled like faraway thunder, but was soft as the breeze through a caterpillar's whiskers.
I wanted to ask a question. Where I live, the earth is sore, and people are suffering. Battles are fought over and over again. People say it has always been this way and will never change. Can it change, Old Turtle? Can we make it change?
The world you describe is not the world that has always been, little one.
Then Old Turtle told of how the people had found the broken truth and the suffering it had caused.
It is because it is so close to a great whole truth that it has such beauty, and the people love it so. It is the lost portion of that broken truth that the people need if the world is to be made whole again.
But where is the missing piece? Can we put the truth back together again?
First, my child, remember that there are truths all around us and within us. They twinkle in the night sky and bloom upon the earth. They fall upon us every day, silent as the snow and gentle as the rain. The people, clutching their one truth, forget that it is part of all the small and lovely truths of life. They no longer see these truths, no longer hear them. But perhaps, little one, you can.
I'll try.
And she thought once more of her long journey. She looked upon all the beauty that surrounded her, from the far hills to the flowers beneath her feet. She saw the movement of clouds and the soaring of birds and the dancing of light upon the green and living earth. She heard the whispering of a breeze. And gradually,
A feeling came over her, as though all the world were made of truths, as if the world had been made just for her, and she had been made for it. And she felt a secret smile somewhere deep inside, and thought that, perhaps, she understood. She looked once again at the Old Turtle, her eyes more filled with wonder than before. Old Turtle spoke again.
Remember this also, little one. The broken truth and life itself will be mended only when one person meets another. Someone from a different place, or a different face, or different ways, and sees and hears herself. Only then will the people know that every person, every being is important, and that the world was made for each of us.
for a long time then, the two friends were quiet, high on their hill in the very center of the world. And in her heart, the little girl thought she could see other people in other beautiful lands. People with their own ways, their own truths, people different from her own. But still, somehow, the people. Finally, the little girl asked one more question.
Old Turtle, how will the people learn these things?
By seeking out those small and simple truths all around them, by listening once more to the language of breezes, by learning lessons from stones.
There's a student council meeting in Mrs. Sherman's room at this time. That's room 103.
Now, little one, it is time for you to go, to return to your people and tell them what you have seen and learned, and to help them mend their broken truth. Take this with you. I have saved it for a very long time, for someone just like you.
The little girl looked at what Old Turtle had given her. It was a kind of stone, a mysterious, beautiful stone. It was lovely to touch, and it made her feel good to hold it. She squeezed it tightly, then tucked it away for her journey.
Thank you, old turtle.
And then she started home. Once more, she traveled through the forest of finding out, crossed the river of wondering why, and the mountains of imagining.
Crow led the way, and again, when the little girl grew tired, all her animal friends helped. She sometimes touched the stone Old Turtle had given her to renew her strength. It took a long time, yet almost no time at all.
And she was home.
But it had been a very long journey, and those who take great journeys of the heart are changed.
The people did not recognize her, and when she spoke, they did not understand. She told them of her journey, but the people could not follow her words. She spoke of a small world, made of small and gentle truths, of all the peoples being one people, but they could not catch her meaning. She explained about the broken truth and the need to make it whole, but the people did not believe her and could not understand.
Finally, Crow, seeing all that had happened, flew to the place high above the village where the great truth was kept in a place where all could see it. He cawed and cawed in his loudest voice, and suddenly the little girl knew what to do. She took Old Turtle's stone from her pocket and carefully added the missing piece to the old broken one.
The fit was perfect.
You are loved, and so are they.
The people looked and looked
And looked.
Some frowned, some smiled,
some even laughed, and some cried.
and they began to understand.
Time passed, and upon the beautiful land, the trees climbed like ladders to the stars. The waters shone like mirrors, and the people saw their beauty. A breeze stirred, and they heard its music. Tiny truths fell by day and night, gentle as the rain and snow. And the people found them and kept them in their hearts. And slowly, as the people met other people, different from themselves, they began to see themselves. And far away, on a hill, in the very center of the world, Old Turtle smiled.